This is the UC Hunting Properties Podcast, your home for all things recreational land. Our goal, to help you stand on your investment. All right, welcome back to the UC Hunting Properties Podcast. Got a couple special guests with us. We're still here at the Iowa Deer Classic. Josh Sparks, Drake Lamb, two of the stars, I guess I'll say, of our partner at Midwest Whitetail. Badass show, guys. You guys had a banger of a season.
And a dang good year, man. It's been a great year for the whole team.
It had to be one of the best. I mean, or the best.
The best, maybe.
I would say across the board. I'm for the record, definitely not the star. I'm the only person who didn't shoot a deer this year. But
you were too busy making the show, man.
My thing though is like that. Yeah, that puts into perspective. We got a big team. Everybody tagged out. I mean, the weather was perfect. Late October. I mean, we were just talking about the Chasing November series, the 25th through 30th, and I'm sure you were in a tree.
Oh yeah,
lined up perfectly.
Yeah, it was. It was kind of moon and stars aligning this year.
Yeah, and that was the best week that we've had, like, for rut action, the last 5 years or
at
4
least.
or 5 years? Like,
we talked about it a lot with a lot of different people because that wasn't like an Iowa phenomenon. That was pretty widespread.
Right?
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then now we're dealing with 80 degrees in first part of March. Like, it's been the weirdest year.
I don't want to go shed hunt today.
I know. All day I've been like, I'd kind of rather be out walking. But
yeah.
But no, congrats on an awesome season. I mean, it was kind of our, I guess I would call, inaugural year working with you guys as a partner. We love the partnership. We love what you guys are doing and what you guys represent, your team's class act. So we want to grow it big time this year and even find more stickiness, I guess I'll say.
Absolutely. Got to make that first turkey hunt happen.
Right.
That's coming up.
Homily's not here this weekend, but I was jacking him up after Friday night. Speaking of which, that was cool. I wanted to mention that. Friday night at the Iowa Sportsman's Club, same thing, inaugural event.
Yep.
That non-resident tag selling for $45,000.
Man.
Yeah.
Dude,
absolutely crazy.
Talk about setting the bar.
I mean, you just talk about, for me, what was really cool is just the beginning of something that started by hunters.
For sure.
Skip said it. Taylor said it. I hope that all the states around us are able to find their own version of it. But the Iowa Sportsman's Club, it's hunters not taking one side or the other, but it's the first time it's like, hey, hunters do have a voice when it comes to legislation, and you top it off with raising that much money.
Yeah, I never heard I haven't seen Skip or any of the guys for that matter to ask, but I'd be real curious as a whole how much money just got pumped into that effort, because it's a pile.
I know it turned out very well. I haven't heard any final numbers, but
I know they made their money back and some.
Oh, yeah.
And, that's only the beginning.
Yeah, baby steps.
It's a great thing, man. We got to have awareness for this stuff because, just you never hear about it. You never hear about it.
It's
true.
This
keep Iowa great,
right,
baby.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it ain't going to happen on its own.
Man.
Yeah. No, it was a very special event to get to be a part of. Luckily, we were trusted with making one of the videos for it. And, I think the message is there. The people are believing in it.
Yeah.
The whole idea, the stat that Skip shared, 11 bills, bad bills per se for hunting.
Yep.
All 11 got taken off the table.
11-0.
Yeah.
I like that
That's
run
a
rate.
sweet stat.
Awesome,
so,
dude, if you can bat 1,000, you're my MVP.
Pretty dang good.
Right.
yeah. Well,
right.
you got guys like Skip Sly, Taylor Riggin, Chris Duncan, the whole team they've assembled there running
they're buttoned up.
It's that's a formidable force.
Yeah.
So.
Got a lot of good partners and everything. I mean, everybody seems to be on the same page with everything.
And
so
it's only going to explode from here. I think this is the tip of the iceberg that we've seen this weekend. But super cool that was kind of, I guess, in my opinion, show open Friday night. We were all at the gala. I think it went. I gotta think it went better than they even expected it would go.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think
I mean, for a year one event, all the different problems that arose that you can't predict in the future.
Right.
Those guys handled it really well. Iowans showed up and showed out, and hopefully.
Well, to organize that many rednecks in the same room while drinking. And keep it flowing. I was impressed with that alone.
Very impressive, man.
Yeah.
It was great.
No, it was pretty cool. Well, and when they got to the auction, I don't know, whatever it was, number 12 or 13 on the live auction, I knew it was going to be big.
Right.
But it was pretty cool, and that thing started wrapping up 39, and climbing into the 40s, and everyone's phone's out, and I'm like, this is going to go viral for sure.
No, man, you could not – just the Deer Classic as a whole. I feel like it's been very, very busy.
Yeah, it's
a
a
lot
good
of
show.
It's been good, man. Good to see everybody. I just hope the Sportsman's Club sets a precedent for other states to follow along, man, because that's
Needs
the
to
only
happen.
thing that's going to save them.
Yep.
It's just getting your
Yeah.
group, getting that legislative bills that are quote-unquote bad bills out of there. And
Yeah, if you wait for it to get worse, you can't say you tried to make it better.
Right.
And I mean, Iowa is –
And it's hard to unwind what's done, boy. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
crossbows creeped into the state, or, I mean, it could be non-resident tag quotas. It can be outfitters. I mean,
rifles
again,
during the rut.
not
whatever
against
it is.
any of it per se, but that's also why Iowa's Iowa, and we need to keep it that
Got to
way.
manage
so.
the resource, man. Like,
Iowa
just-
Sportsman Club is just a voice.
Yep.
And that would be the message I'd say to anybody listening to this into a different state. It's not I'm a purist this way or that way. It's simply if there's going to be legislative change that's going to impact myself, Drake, Kurt, we want to be able to say we wanted it. It's not this like secretive, oh, did you guys hear about that regulation change?
Right.
No? Oh, well, yeah,
And
I guess
if you
it's now
think
illegal.
about it, like if you really think about it down to the core, it's more about what's right for the deer, right? I mean,
Exactly,
it's
man.
not what's right for you guys or me
Yeah.
personally,
Yep.
or any special group for that matter. It's collectively, are we doing the right thing for the deer,
Yeah.
the deer numbers, the management, the herd ratio? We could go on and on and on, but like, yeah, the fact that Skip and that crew are running in tandem, I think the future is pretty bright on it.
Protect the
Absolutely.
resource, man.
Yeah.
It's looking good.
Absolutely.
No, that was good. How's the show going for you guys otherwise? I mean, your booth's been jammed.
It's great, man.
Well, like you
Been
said,
packed. You
a lot
can't hardly
of
get
deer
in over
died.
there.
Man, it's such a humbling experience, to get to see the vast difference in age and
Yep.
where people are coming from and how detailed they're aware of these quote-unquote hunting stories.
Yeah.
And, in the moment in the fall, you're just like getting it out, trying to get out.
Grinding,
Did we do
yep.
this story justice? And I don't know. Obviously, we don't get to do it without great partners. We also don't get to do it without great viewers.
And you got an exceptional team. I mean, Mike Reed had a bang up year. Owens,
Man.
I mean, that's like, that deer's a mega.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I still think my favorite is it Caleb that shot
Caleb
the one on the
Griner.
ground.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Vendetta.
that for sure is top
Top the
three
cake for sure.
favorite ever.
Man, I told him when we were trying to figure out how are we going to build this thing. I told Drake, I was like, this has potential, in my opinion, to be one of the best whitetail videos ever.
Mm-hmm.
And, an hour
Well,
and 15 minutes
Ding, ding,
later.
ding, you got it. I think.
Yeah. It's like if you haven't watched it or when you did, you said you did.
Yeah.
When Caleb turns and is just like bow in the hand in the air and he's just like, oh my gosh. I wanted every single person, whether they know Caleb, whether they're in Iowa, whether they hunt big deer, I wanted them in their room to be just like, let's go.
That's how I was, dude.
It,
And, like, it was almost goosebumpy, and because you knew the pressure he was under being on the ground and that deer coming literally down a fence line
Yep.
pretty much in the open. Anybody that's had any encounter like that understands that. And then he keeps it together, makes the shot, and then literally, I mean, he knew he cranked him.
Oh, yeah.
But to your point, that scene where he turns around and you can literally just, like, feel the energy.
That's what I told him when I watched it before it went out. I was like, dude, like, I hate to be soft, but man, it brought I kind of got teary eyed a little bit. I was like, man, this is I've not felt it. It was awesome.
If
man.
that
like,
one didn't give you the
that
feels, you
emotion.
ain't a hunter,
Exactly.
man.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That one
That's
was
what it's about, man.
awesome.
You knocked
And-
it out of the park.
You got the unsung hero, Rye Ludwig, 6'3",
Yeah.
monster.
Monster of a dude.
He's just big dude, man.
Oh
And,
boy.
he
He
for
killed
all
the
the camera
footage on
guys
that.
out there, it's like that scenario, get the focus, you got to get the money shot.
Absolutely.
And,
He brought
It-
the money home.
it's you talk about a great season. You say we have a great team. Literally every single episode, somebody's got their fingerprint on it, and that's if I look back on the success of 2023, culture, really starting to establish something there, and it's a family, and
How was your guys' reach in 23? I gotta think your numbers are just growing immensely still in the reaches, bigger than it's ever been. And
I mean, social media, trying to be a lot more active on that has helped immensely. One of the things that I would take away from the show here is luckily we're trying to reach some younger eyes. At the end of the day, Midwest Whitetail, I think, has gotten a bad rap in the past. Like Owen or Mike, well, they're hunting really big farms. It's not relatable to me, which, number one, I hate that because it's like, man, pick a better guy to try to go and emulate. I mean, chase the dream. It shouldn't be unpopular to say, man, the unrelatable mentality to me is a little bit of garbage.
And it's been overdone. Like,
yeah,
it's been beat to death.
For sure.
And I hate it because same thing, it's trying to put hunters in buckets, right? Like,
and this is what I say to somebody. You said, like, the public land saddle or whatever it is. Midwest Whitetail, we've intentionally assembled a team. It's like there's something for everybody. Yep. But what I would say is, like, they're whitetail deer specialists, Mike, Owen, etc. Yeah. The deer is the same whether he's on public or private or
that
whatever.
Is a fact.
Exactly.
There's always something to take away. So, but yeah, I mean, as far as growth goes, it was a very, very good year from that standpoint.
Awesome.
And, every chance, every conversation we get to have here, it's like, no, thank you. Don't thank us.
Right.
I mean, we're the ones that get to live this dream.
Right.
And
can't do it without the
can't
viewers,
do it
man,
without
partners.
Yeah. I mean, so.
Well, and we love the partnership. I know we got a lot of common ground with the ties into Realtree. You guys are deep with them. Obviously, we're deep with them. And as we learn each other's businesses, this is what I'm going to be excited about because you guys know we got agents literally everywhere.
Yep.
And our goals to obviously use the platforms we have available, like the podcast, but then also partners like you guys, because I don't know if there's anyone casting a bigger digital footprint than what Midwest Whitetail's doing.
Right, man. With the pro staff and regional pro staff and everything, man, it's
pretty awesome.
It's a well-oiled machine, I guess.
Well, and we're here talking about everyone else, dude. You knocked down a hammer.
Hey, I shot a good one. I was lucky.
Yeah, that was a cool story too.
It was sweet, man. It ended up good, especially with Justin's sister hitting the deer. He disappeared, and Justin shot a deer on Halloween, and then my other buddy shot a deer, and we didn't find either one of them. And
right on.
We're looking for Justin's deer, called that one in, and then 2 days later we call him right to the base of the tree.
Dude, the encounter when you were in there on the ground without your bow, number one, shame on you. But number two, that was pretty legit. Like, that was about as cool as it gets.
Yeah, I mean, that thing came, I was tucked up behind a big cottonwood, so, like, I had the wind perfect, everything. And I was like, I'll just snort wheeze and see what happens.
Yeah.
Came in there, blew out a scrape, and just lip curling.
And it happened.
Oh, yeah. Man, I can't wait to get the mount back because I'm getting them, like, lip curling full like that. Just
when he's such a framey deer, like there ain't a bad angle when you got one like that. I don't care 8-pointer, 12-pointer, 15-pointer. Like that frame's hard to beat. But
you gotta watch the hunt, and it's like, that's the most Drake Lamb hunt. You're in the middle of the rut, and then you have turkeys gobbling right above his head. Like, that's meant to be.
Bingo.
Perfect shot.
Yeah.
Laid him down.
Rising perfectly.
Oh, dude. Gorgeous timber hunt. Like, me and Justin talk about it all the time because we, a lot of field edges and food plots or whatever. It's like, dude, let's go have a classic Southern Iowa timber hunt. Like, and that was the epitome of it. So,
well, I say it every year. I mean, you just kind of hit on it, Drake. I mean, it's one thing to have the perfectly manicured food plot, and by and large, what's going to happen when you're there, right? And especially through the years, you learn these farms. But when you get deep in the timber, and that sun's coming up, you got some turkeys going, the birds start chirping, and it's just like magic. Like everyone can, I think everyone can relate to that.
Yeah.
Little frost on the ground, just
little anticipation.
Awesome,
on the note of both those bucks, we actually just went shed hunting, what was it? Last weekend. We were able to recover both those deer.
Nice.
We had talked about it amongst ourselves. Skip Sly's farm is probably one of the best in the country.
I'm going to just probably go ahead and say it's the best.
If you want to talk about the guy and the team, I mean, there's a lot of people who have had their hands on that, but the habitat, there's no square footage per acre that has not been poured into with some sweat equity.
We harp on the whole 6 years, 7 years of great best life that they could ever have for 6 or 7 bad seconds, man. Like that's just what we try to do, is give those deer every single thing that they need. And I've gotten the opportunity to learn from Skip and everything the last 4 or 5 years, and I just try to keep soaking it in.
Well, he's hands down the biggest, as a whole or well-rounded deer nerd I know. You know what I mean? It's not that he's just tore up with hunting them. It's everything. Yeah.
Yep. The habitat.
One of the connections I've put together, the best killers, the most consistent killers I know, they are the most well-rounded conservationists.
Yep.
Right.
Goes hand in hand.
Exactly. I mean, they put their world into making their ground better. The deer hunting quality just comes with it.
Right.
So,
well, that's a true testament to the old saying, the harder you work, the luckier you get. That's the definition of what. Man. And his story is so cool with the fact that he's had a lot of farms, and he sets them up, and in some cases he's selling them. But when he's selling them, he's moving into another one or adding to one or whatever. And with us being in real estate and what he does, I mean, it's kind of a testament to what anybody could do. With a little vision.
Yep.
So
what's the plans for UC 24? Main goals, the news.
Well, like I said, we're about 2.5 weeks from being at our big national convention this year. It's down in Texas. That brings in arguably the top 500 to 600 agents and brokers from around the country. Our whole network's about 4,000 or 4,500 agents.
Wow.
600 offices, literally everywhere.
That's crazy.
If you're looking for ground anywhere, for the most part, there's a UC agent that can help you.
Yeah.
So for us, it's literally putting a lot of emphasis in marketing horsepower behind UC hunting properties specifically. But the UC network is obviously who we're drawing from, and it's a monster. So we're just going to keep the throttle down, dude. It's brand awareness, brand awareness, brand awareness. We're hands down the largest rural land broker in the country. But if somebody doesn't know that, it doesn't matter. You know, I mean, it looks like other companies are those guys, and it's like, no, it's we got the guys, we got the team.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
Yeah. So with your guys' help, I mean, same thing. Branding and exposures really, raise that awareness and let's rock and roll. So
absolutely,
glad to be partnered, man.
Likewise. Awesome. We appreciate you guys. This will be a little precursor. Obviously, we are gonna work diligently to get together and do a spring turkey hunt.
Turkey hunt.
Drake's excited to get back into Wisconsin and mix it up.
That's right.
I already told Trav it's going down. He got excited. He's all fired up.
Right.
So no, that'll be a lot of fun. So like I said, we'll lay that footage down, and hopefully it's content you guys can use. Certainly it's going to be stuff we can use. So
for sure. Looking forward to that one.
Right on.
Can't wait.
We'll wrap this one up unless you guys got anything going. But awesome to spend some time with you guys this weekend, and we're really looking forward to working with you this year.
Same with us, man. Looking forward to it. And
hopefully
we can knock down some birds here in the next couple of weeks.
Well, let's knock this show out. Let's get out of here.
All right.
See you, boys.
See ya.